Hey, how you doing? This is Kitch, and you are watching me play Factorio. In the last episode, we got this crazy belt monstrosity built, and if you're a newer player and kind of following along, this may all seem very silly. Basically, what's going on is I'm doing this rather slowly, but I've also got a lot of Factorio experience. Granted, not all of it's good experience, but I do have experience in that I know what I want the end factory to look like, and I'm building everything up to that end factory design. So it's a little bit spaghetti-y and weird and crazy right now, and it's going to get even more so. But in the end, it'll all come together. And it's all about, I don't want to have to build the same thing twice, right? I don't want to have to take stuff down and move it a tile over because of things I didn't think about in the future. Especially smelting setup, since it's just a lot of ore and coal and all sorts of things. They're really difficult to move. So I'm going to go ahead and expand this iron out because in all my planning, I didn't realize that I actually planned to create 2 half stacks at the time. So we're going to go ahead and expand the iron out, and I believe I'm going to, instead of expanding the coal or the copper out right now, what I'm going to do is set up a little bit of stone smelting because I do want to get some stone brick smelting because I want to get paths up. Since we're doing this all uncut, the stone paths will make us travel faster as we go up and down the paths, and every little bit's going to help there. But first, let's get more iron. Something like that right there. And let's see, did I pull out all those factories? I did. Let's go ahead and get those set up, but here off of this main bus. So I want a couple of factories here, and a couple of factories here, and basically what we're doing is we're moving our belt maker down here and our bullet makers down here, and feeding them off of this coal line here, or this iron line here that will be a little bit better equipped. And we'll just put all these inserters here. That'll work. Let's get some power down here. And this is just a temporary setup, of course. We'll get stuff set up on our main bus area here soon. But this will certainly work for now. Get us some more belt, get us some more ammo. Very, very good. All right, and that's just science up there, and we've got a ton of iron in our inventory. Let's dump some of that off just to get a little bit of inventory space. Yeah, I think that's all we're gonna get for now. Let's dump off that ore. Okay, very nice. All right, let's see. That's that set up. Let's go ahead. We'll roll the intro, and then I'm going to come back and work on a stone smelting setup over here after I make some miners. More miners. Definitely more miners. Now, you may be asking yourself, doesn't that make the traveling salesman problem pretty trivial to solve then? And yeah, that was kind of the whole point of it. But anyway, stone smelting. I think, let's see, we're gonna need 4, and then actually I think I want to do stone smelting right here just to leave a little space over here for something. So let's go ahead and take those furnaces. And I don't think we need very many. I think I did like 8 for my last base, but I'm going to go ahead and do 6 here, simply because I do want a lot of stone being smelted because I want to use a lot of it to make paths, basically. So that will go right like that. Let's see, we need to get our setup here, which I think I did on that side, if I recall correctly. And that'll come down like that. That'll come down like that. And that is going to mess that up. So we need to stop the coal moving there for now. That was not even close to correct, but that is. All right, stone, rock, or stone brick coming down the middle. Do we have some undergrounds? We've got a lot of undergrounds. That's actually going to come from over there, and then you're going to come from there and go out there. All right, and once we get some power over here, this should be just fine. How many power poles do we have? 1. That is not going to be plenty. So inside each one of these furnaces, right there, and then crossing the path right there, there, and there. Missed an inserter. All right, and that should be ready to take in some stone. I'm just going to run this straight up for now, I believe. And, of course, there'd be a power pole there. Why wouldn't there be? And maybe get just, like, 4 miners going on this. And let's start that. Is that all stone there? You can hover over your miner in these kind of mixed patches areas. And over there on the right, on the tooltip, it'll show you your expected resources. And right now, it's just showing stone. If I put it right here and then I hover over it, you can see that that's going to mix. Our expected resources are stone as well as copper, so that's going to mix both. This one is in a very good spot where it's only getting 1. All right, what did I say, 4? Let's do 4. And let's see, we can take these guys out. And let's run you down through this little area right here where the mixes are for now. And over this way. We'll take that down. And we'll just do some undergrounds here. There we go. Nice. Big mess. Now, do we just have, like, a big giant thing of stone here in our pockets? We do. Let's set up a little system here to go ahead and dump that out. Throw a couple of boxes down here. We'll just throw half of the stone in there, half of the stone in there, and then that'll prioritize those. And, yeah, we'll just empty that stone out naturally on the main stone line. Okay, so where's our stone come in? It comes in over here. Let's take this down a little bit. We'll take it beside coal here. And we'll waste an underground there to save a power pole. Doesn't make a lot of sense. But that definitely works. Okay, let's see. Science-wise, we only have green science things. And we're not quite there yet, so we'll hold off on that. That'll bring the stone down here. And I'm just going to go ahead and put this to a box right now, I think. Generally, I'm not a bufferer. But, I think for what we're going to want to use the stone brick for, I think it's going to be... Actually, let's not put a limit on that. Let's just let it go. All right, that'll get us some stone churning. Let's grab some more undergrounds. And maybe some more splitters. And let's just handcraft some belt, because I want to get some of this stuff out of my inventory. I would like to build some of these. Let's build some of these. And I'd like to drop off this copper ore. There we go. Coal I would like to get rid of too. But let's before we get to bus planning, let's just go over here and check power. Yeah, we're almost out of coal over here. And I made some more coal miners, but I did not put those down yet. I think we should be fine, but who knows? How is power just in general? It's getting there. Let's throw a couple more of these guys out. And let's go ahead and take some time here to think about redoing power. Okay, you guys are out. Let's go ahead and put some coal in there while we're thinking about this. Okay, so I want a line coming through the middle, and I want this to be sort of lined up. I think this line is pretty good. So yeah, I think we'll actually keep that. I just would like to move it up. All right, let's cancel all this handcrafting. We'll come back to it later. And let's get the power stuff worked on first. We're going to need some more steam engines. Yes, some more boilers, and maybe some underground pipe would help. Okay, and that's going to take forever. But let's go ahead. Let's just go ahead and do it. Rip it off like a Band-Aid and get it done. All right, so the reason I wanted the underground pipe was so that we could move it up here, so these will all be somewhat in line. This is going to need to move, because I have a feeling it's going to be in the way. Do we have some underground pipe yet? We do. All right, let's get our pump back down. And let's take our underground pipe up just to give a little bit of space there, and we'll start building our boilers off of that. So the ratio of boilers to steam engines is basically 1 boiler per 2 steam engines, and we should be able to do, I think it's 20, 10 boilers and 20 steam engines off of this one single water line. Do we have some pipe? We do. And every 2, I put a pipe in between, and that is just to account for some power pole spacing. Because the steam engines need to be hooked up to power poles in order for them to actually work. And with that spacing, with that extra pipe, we can run just 1 line of power poles up the middle here, and it works out lovely. All right, in the start, I typically use these burner inserters down here. You can use the electric ones. Those are fine, but the problem is if you're ever in a situation where you're starting to brown out of power or blackout of power, these burner inserters will work as long as they get coal down here. And I usually only have a couple of them on the line just for emergency purposes. And we're in an emergency right now because we're not producing coal. Let's go ahead and just hand feed those to get those started. And hopefully that'll get coal down here in time for that to occur. All right, so we want to split that coal line off. Some of it's going to go over here. Let's split it off up here while we're working on it. Let's just take this on up. Yes. So that'll go that way. This line is no longer valid. And our coal line is going to come right here for our furnaces, right in front of this power pole, of course. And we'll split off that here. I want to put an output priority on the right, so that as coal comes in here, it prioritizes the power, which is more important than smelting sometimes. And then this line will come down here and feed the furnaces. All right, that's looking good. We get some stone bricks making here. Very nice. Over here, all this is still looking good. I have these 2 extra miners. I'm going to go ahead and put them down up here on the coal. I think we're fine where we're at right now, but I still want to just want to increase that. And I probably should just double this, but I don't know if I have any miners. All right, everything good up here? Do you guys reach over there? Close enough for now. And you guys aren't making anything because we can't research anymore. All right, so let's get down here and start thinking about doing a little bit of planning. So I want this right here between the iron and the copper to be like our main pathway going down. Do we have... We have some stone bricks. Let's go ahead and just kind of lay this out to help visualize this a little bit better. And yeah, we can use these stone bricks and basically pave pathways for us to walk on. And we walk a lot faster on these than we do just on the regular dirt. All right, so this pathway is going to go down. It's going to be our main walking path, the one that goes all the way down the bus. And this is going to go all the way up to where the train stations are going to be, up there somewhere. Okay, so this is going to make its way down. This is going to go straight down to the bottom of the factory. And we need to go ahead and line some stuff up here so we know how far to build our bus area. So that's going to be a half stack of copper smelters. And if we double that again, that is going to be our full smelting line, which should be enough smelters in order to basically take in a line of copper and send out a yellow line of copper plates. So that's going to be our end spot there, and then I want to set up a walking path in this general area. Are we out of these already? We're very close. So that is going to come down like that. And that'll tee off and go in either direction. Okay, and then we're going to have a space down here just for general logistics of belts to get them moved and get them balanced and stuff like that. And then we'll start our main bus. And I am going to go with just a kind of traditional main bus. If you're not familiar with what that is just getting all of our resources that we're making just on a central line that's going to go down through the middle of the factory, and then we're going to build our things off to the side. Things like science, anything that we're going to build, that we run our main resources down the middle and just pull those off on the sides as we need them. I mean, it's not an essential thing. It's not necessarily the most efficient way to do it. But what I find, what I found at least starting out is that it's a very, very good way to learn the game and learn the ratios and to keep yourself organized. It's kind of like a programming style or something like that. It just helps you keep you organized and helps diagnose things. And whenever I started going into a bus system, it really, really, really helped me understand the game a lot better. So I highly recommend it, at least starting out, in order to just increase your game. All right, that's going to continue on down. And yeah, we need some space here to do some organization. So we're going to have 4 lines of copper coming in, and then an additional 2 lines, and then stone, and then steel. We're going to have a lot more coming in than this, but I think this... I think this mini will work. Maybe. Maybe not. We'll see. Okay, and then our path is going to come across like this. And then that's going to continue down, and our bus is going to start right here. And I've got a lot of iron ore in my inventory. All right, how are we doing on belt and stuff? We could probably use some more, but we should have a lot right here, and we do. Okay, so as I mentioned, this path is going to continue going that way, just all the way through the factory. We are going to basically, our bus is going to start over here, so right there is where it's going to start. And I do these spaced in groups of 4. That is not a coincidence. That just happens to be how long a yellow underground can go. So that's what that spacing is about. And spacing everywhere, you'll notice I have like little 4 groups, and that is the reason why. Okay, so our main area is going to start right here. That's the first line of the bus. I want to space out just a couple of more things. We're going to have our main walking path here. This area, I refer to it as a collision bus. This is going to be a line coming down. I want to send all of our fluids, all of our roboports are going to be set up here. Just anything that can collide, that has a hitbox, is going to run right down here. And the reason is when we get cars, it completely opens up the bus, and we can just drive over here without worrying about hitting anything. And the collision is basically going to start right here. And then I have another area marked off here, which is going to be for a science bus, which is going to go the other way, the opposite way. It's going to come up, and our labs are going to be toward the top here. All right, and I think that will get us started. Get us started very well. We're not producing enough stone to make these run full time, which is unfortunate, but that's going to be more than enough stone furnaces that we need for the entire game. All right, so going with this idea, the iron is going to end about right there. And we'll just go ahead and take this on down. We'll take this on down. This is going to be the first iron smelter, so we'll want to take that across right there, and the other ones will come in here. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, we probably want to do iron right here, because we're going to be bringing in steel on the bottom. And iron's going to end right here. It'll be the first line on the bus, so that gives all of our copper. They can just recycle this lane if it's needed. All right, so that'll come across, and boy, did I get that wrong. That'll come across right there, and you'll end up being the 4th one on the bus. But right now, let's see. Let's go ahead. We'll put a balancer in here, and we'll get 4 lanes, although it won't be a true 4 lanes. We can go ahead and set up the spacing for it. Let's see if I remember how to do this from memory. There. That goes like that. That goes like that. Is that going to be enough room to bring that in there? It looks like it's going to be no. There's not going to be enough room for that. Is it a big deal? I think it is. I think it is. Let's go ahead. We'll pick up this path and move it down a little bit. Okay, so that's going to be our 4 lines of iron coming in. Those are going to go down right here. Steel's not going to need a balancer because we're not going to have 4 lanes of it coming in. Copper, that's actually going to be a 6-to-4 balancer. So let's just give a little bit of space there. And put our start of our bus right here instead. All right. Okay. So what did I just build there? This is a balancer, a belt balancer. This is a 4-to-4 belt balancer, and what that does is basically takes in 4 lanes of input, in this case 1, and then distributes those evenly across the number of belts that come out. They're not as important as they used to be, but I still think they're important in places where we're bringing in multiple sources of input and kind of trying to balance them out into a single output area. So this will make it basically, it's going to pull from, we're going to have 4 of these iron smelting setups here. And this is going to assure that it pulls from all 4 of them evenly. Whenever we have a full demand, it's going to, of course, pull from all 4 full all the time. But if we have only got like half demand, it's still going to pull 4 lines coming down, but it's going to distribute that evenly amongst all the furnaces. And that'll be a little bit more apparent once we get things really going. But I don't use nearly as many balancers as I used to. But one area I like to do balancers is as we're pulling from smelting lines and as we are pulling from train lines, just to kind of evenly distribute the stuff coming out, because we're not always producing evenly. All right, so that will be our iron, and then we will continue on and have copper right here. And then our other materials that we want coming on that side. Collision bus, science bus, everything is looking good. All right, let's just go ahead and take these and run it down. There we go. And let's see, we didn't build any of those assembly machines, so let's get those started. Let's get some labs started. Probably more assembly machines. We've only got 8 inserters. We're going to need some more of those, and it looks like we need some copper to get that going. All right. Well, this looks like it's working. We could probably pull all this stuff up now. I was hesitating before because I had just not very much room in my inventory, but now I do. That is gone. These coal miners are technically gone as well, and we're full of inventory stuff. Let's just go ahead and set up something like this to go ahead and get this stuff drained out. And probably need to do the same for iron ore, but I currently don't have any in my inventory. How much coal is that? We'll keep some in our inventory. Might as well. Stone is drained out. So we don't have to worry about that anymore. And for iron, I'll just go ahead and place that manually inside. Did we ever get copper? We didn't. Come down, pick up some copper. Get some more assembly machines being built, and dump this stuff off in here. All right, so yeah, I think this is going to work. I think this is going to work for us and be nice and neat and tidy, which is the goal. All right, well, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you in the next episode where I think we're going to start building stuff. We'll get some science out on the line and start researching things again. And yeah, just get some of this stuff done. Well, thank you for watching. I'll see you then. Have a good one.